Towson opens up CAA play here at home on Saturday at high noon. Coach Nadelen will join me today to talk about the Tigers' matchup with the Drexel Dragons. Get ready, fans. The Tiger Lacrosse Report starts now.
When cold refreshment calls, Coors Light answers. Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Give it your all for a piece of the action. Getting involved in the moment is magic.
For an athlete, there's nothing scarier than a torn ACL.
Athletes trust us with their care and their careers because we're a recognized leader in sports medicine.
Get back to your active life sooner with MedStar Sports Medicine.
Rock and Jump, the ultimate trampoline park, is now open in Towson. Get big air and have big fun at Rock and Jump. You and your friends are sure to have a blast in our state-of-the-art jumping arenas. Want to be a rock star with your kids? Book their next birthday party at Rock and Jump. Our slam dunk zones, high-flying dodgeball, and super popular X-Beam make Rock and Jump the most rockin' birthday experience around. With a private party room and a personal party host, a Rock and Jump birthday party is great for the kids and easy on parents. Visit rockandjump.com for all the info or to book your party today.
The number 10 or 8 Tigers, depending on which poll you look at, will take on the Drexel Dragons inside United Stadium at noon tomorrow. This will be the Tigers' first CAA game of the year. Here to discuss the Dragons, I'm joined by head coach Shawn Nadelen. Coach, time for conference play, and I'm sure the intensity goes up a little bit.
It does, and opening up with Drexel, a team that we're very familiar with, and not only in-season competition, but CAA competition the past couple of years, it definitely brings that level of intensity even greater. And they're a team that's very good. Our guys are familiar with them. They're familiar with us. It's conference play. What you did in non-conference really doesn't matter. Every game's going to be that much more important going forward.
The Dragons come in at 4-5, although their losses have all been to very, very good teams. The first thing that sticks out, they're averaging over 10 goals a game. They're led by Cole Schaefer and Robert Frazee. They each have 17 goals. What is it about those two guys that present problems for the opponent?
It's similar to us, where you got Kirby on the left side and Joe on the right side. Guys that can score on both sides of the field, prolifically. They're similar in that Cole's a righty, and you got Frazee's a lefty, and he's a big lefty. Gets where he wants to on the field and is able to kind of muscle through his defenders. Cole's a little shiftier with the ball, quicker. But he's also very dangerous off ball and finds good holes in the offense to catch and shoot and score. To combat those guys, obviously you got to know where they are. You can't let them get comfortable. We got to be able to get those guys off their rhythm and then not let them get easy looks at the cage.
Drexel is a team that, as you mentioned, the Tigers always have battles with them, and you've had some epic ones through the years, even since you've been head coach. What is it about Towson and Drexel that makes these games so intense?
Both teams, much like the majority of teams in the CAA, it's two blue-collar groups, teams that we recruit against each other a lot, same types of players in regards to mentality and skill sets, and obviously being in conference and the conference battles in the regular season, but then we've also played in the past 3 semifinals against each other. That just breeds that much more contention and animosity towards each other. So,
and the games are always tight.
Right. There's never an issue in regards to excitement in those games. and it just breeds that much more fuel for the fire. And our guys, I know are excited about that. I know they'll be excited about that in regards to Drexel. But I think it's just the proximity of the two schools, the familiarity of the two schools, and the amount of battling that we've done. It's like sharing a room with your brother. It's just you just get so close to each other too much. Something's about to happen.
And you look at that. They've lost to Albany. They've lost to Virginia. They've lost to Villanova. All teams that have been ranked in the top 10 at some point during the season. But they've won 3 of their last 4 ball games. So they're going to come into this game. They know they've got to win the CAA if they want to get to the NCAA tournament, and they know that it all starts on Saturday.
Right, just like us. It's like every game matters, during the season, but conference games matter that much more. So they've played tough competition. They're battle tested. They've been able to compete and win some good games. They've been in some close games that they've lost. So they know what they're made of. They know what makes them successful. And we got to make sure we come out, fire on all cylinders right from the start.
And the head coaches know each other pretty well, don't they?
Coach Volker and I know each other very well. I was fortunate to be coached by him when he was at Hopkins, and I was a player there. He was the defensive coordinator, and he's a great guy, but a heck of a competitor too.
But a guy you really want to beat on Saturday afternoon, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, you've gone through the non-conference schedule, 8-1, ranked 10th in one poll, 8th in a couple other polls. How do you feel coming into CAA play? Do you feel that you accomplished everything you wanted during the non-conference season?
Well, you look at the 8 wins, and that's a good one, but there's one loss in there too, and that's something that definitely hasn't sat well with us, just with regards to how we performed or lack of performance in that game. I feel like we've been able to get through some adversity, which is what you want to see within the season. How you handle that as a team through injury, through being down and having to come back. You look at the Ohio State game, having a lead, giving it up, having to win it to overtime. We've faced some different challenges within our non-conference schedule that I think is, put us in position to kind of know what we can expect as a team. But each game might pose different things, and we got to be ready to adjust when needed. We got to be able to keep the pedal down when needed, and then be able to play smart and composed and aggressive all at the same time. But knowing our personnel at this point in the season, I think we have a pretty good grasp of that. And luckily, we've been able to get some other guys in the mix through maybe injury and having to insert some other guys that have given us some maybe depth that we'll need down the road.
You look at the conference, you've got 5 games, 3 at home, 2 on the road. Of course, the 2 you have on the road are on paper the 2 toughest teams in the conference, UMass and Hofstra. Obviously, it's going to be important for you guys to defend Johnny Unitas Stadium games.
Yeah, every game's important. You can't worry about going into a conference game and we can give this one up or not. So every game you got to look at it as its own entity and put your best on the field for that. And can't say it's like, we got to be 3-0 at home or 2-1 at home and split on the road or anything. It's like every game matters. We got to make sure we approach it that way.
And of course, the team that wins the regular season will host the conference tournament in the first week in May. The Tigers and Dragons will face off at noon inside Johnny Unitas Stadium. If you can't make it to the U, I'll have the call along with Hunter Lochte starting at 11:45 on TowsonTigers.com. Coach, thanks for joining us and good luck against the Dragons on Saturday.
Thanks, Spiro.
Don't forget, fans, for all your news on your favorite Tiger teams, check out TowsonTigers.com or the Towson Tigers on YouTube. For head coach Shawn Nadelen, I'm Spiro Morekas, and once again, this is the end of the Tiger Lacrosse Report. Thanks for joining us, and as always, go Tigers.